guys having fun? Yeah. All right, here we go. We do this thing going. Our next comic coming to the stage. He's actually a woman telling you. He just moved here by New York City. So he is, he's anyway, so people laugh at him, really. So please put your hands together for the very funny Mike Santo. Thank you, Timmy. All right, let's get a round of applause for Cindy. You did a great job. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. So, we got any dads in the crowd? We got one dad over here. Any other dads in the crowd? Yeah, all right, being a dad. All right, we got 3 of us here. So. Being a dad is wonderful. I'm a father. I have 3 kids at home. I got 3 little ones at home. I have a 6-year-old. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, so I'm trying to spend a year out of the house. I break the pattern a little bit. But before I became a dad, people would say to me, "Oh, being a father is the greatest thing you'll ever do with your life." And it's true. It's definitely true. It's the greatest thing that I've ever done in my life. But I always feel like I need to clarify that because I haven't done a whole lot of great things in my life. The list sort of looks like being a dad, and then before that I beat Mike Tyson in Punch-Out. And before that I had a pretty good Garbage Pail Kids collection. So there are some things about being a dad that are different that I found out. I always thought it was going to be one thing, and then there's things that are different. Like one of the things that I thought before I became a dad, one of the things that I thought was that I thought that I would enjoy letting my children beat me in board games. But I don't. I don't at all. I think I actually like winning more now. I get really competitive. I'm like, yeah! Can you smell what Queen Faustine is cooking? So, and my goal is to be like be the Bobby Fischer of Candyland. I say words and play all 3 of my kids at the same time. So I got in trouble the other day at Sunday school. My son got me in trouble. I went to go pick him up. He's 4 years old, and the teacher said, she said, your son was saying some things that were sort of disturbing the other children. And she explained it to me, and it turns out it was my fault. What had happened was, a few nights before that, we were having dessert at the house, and my wife had made angel food cake. And angel food cake's got kind of like got a weird consistency, and it was my son's first time having it. He's 4, and he's eating it, and he looked up at me and he said, "Daddy, is this made from angel meat?" And like a good dad would have been like, no, that's not angel meat. But I'm not a very good dad. So I said, yeah, that is angel meat. In fact, it's so tender because that's a cage-raised angel. I had a chance to laugh this little bit. Apparently they were talking about the angel Gabriel, and my son was going around the class saying, "I love angels, they're delicious." Thank you. So I also teach Sunday school. I teach for 3-year-olds in Sunday school, and teaching Sunday school to 3-year-olds is wonderful. But they struggle with some of the concepts. You can tell that they're struggling. A lot of times they'll struggle and they'll ask these questions. I had a 3-year-old ask me the other day, "Does Jesus love lions and tigers also?" And I said, "Also, what do you mean?" He said, "Does he love lions and tigers as much as he loves leopards?" And I said, no, not leopards, lepers, people with leprosy, because if there's one thing that 3-year-olds understand, it's skin wasting diseases. I tried to tell them that it's just like AIDS without the tribute concept. And then he got it right away. So the other thing they struggle with is Jesus' lineage. Jesus' mother is Mary, of course. and his father is God, but Mary's husband is Joseph. So the kids from broken homes will ask, like, did Jesus have to go to God's house every other weekend? And I sort of thought about that. That would be like an interesting situation if, like, Joseph and God were competing for Jesus' affection. Like Joseph come home from work and say, like, Jesus, I have whittled you a small wooden boat. And God's like, here's a bike. And Joseph comes home the next week and it's like, Jesus, I have whittled you another wooden boat. It's all I know how to whittle. God gives him a Nintendo Game Boy. You can trade with your friends. I don't know. So, what else? Oh, so we got some bad news. My wife got her credit card stolen just recently. She had her pocketbook swiped and her wallet was in there, and the credit cards. But I actually haven't called to cancel any of the credit cards yet because it turns out whoever stole her credit cards is actually spending less than she normally. It turns out this is a criminal who understands the concept of a budget. I just feel like he appreciates how hard I... So my wife gets these magazines, like Cosmopolitan, Glamour magazine, these things, and they always have the articles on, like what the article is going to be inside. And I saw one the other day, the title of the article was 9 Foolproof Ways to Seduce Your Man. And I thought, like, what kind of guys are these here? Like, who are these guys that need to be seduced? I didn't read the article, but I imagine some of the tips would be like, let him out of his cage. Make eye contact. Plug his life support machine back in. But my wife will seduce me sometimes. Sometimes she'll seduce me. She'll be like, fine. This is it for a month. I'll be like, what's all this month talk? Are you trying to seduce me? So what else? So I don't really understand religious wars. I don't really get them. It seems weird to me that people are killing each other and mutilating each other because we just can't agree on what the name of God is, right? Like Christians call God, God, right? Jews call God Yahweh. Muslims call him Allah, right? Conservatives call him Reagan. I don't mean to make fun of conservatives. My parents are actually very, very conservative. My father's actually so conservative, if he was any more conservative, he'd be Satan. I mean, Dick Cheney. I'm saying that. I actually told that joke one time, the Satan, Dick Cheney thing, and this guy got really PO'd afterwards. He was like, that's not right, Satan, Dick Cheney. That's not right at all. His name was Satan. So the Republicans are looking to put somebody up against Obama in 2012, and one of the names that they're throwing around is Jeb Bush, right? The brother of George W. Bush and the son of George Herbert Walker Bush. And I thought that was interesting. I wonder what the average Iraqi citizen is thinking of that. Like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm getting sick of rebuilding this house. I don't even have a full brick left. It's just brick dust. So I read an article the other day. It was saying that the Chinese government is restricting the citizens. It's actually they don't want their citizens to get on the internet. And so they built what they call the Great Firewall of China. That always gets a better laugh than a punchline, so I'll take credit for it. I didn't make it up. The Great Firewall of China, and some of the citizens have actually navigated around the Great Firewall of China, and they've gotten onto Facebook and Twitter. And I thought that was interesting, because I'm on Facebook, and so I want to become friends with a citizen from China because I'm really interested to see, like, what could their status updates possibly be? Like, work, work, work. Or my boss is a real slave driver. Or I haven't seen this many sneakers since yesterday. One last joke for you guys. I hear this song all the time, and the lyrics never really, they never make any sense to me. This song is If I Were a Carpenter. You know the song? If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby? So that's really weird to me because the lyrics are, if I were a carpenter and you were a lady. I could see singing it to some dude at work. Hey Steve, let me ask you a question. If I were a carpenter, right, and you were a lady, if I was a lady, no, I'm saying hypothetically. Would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby? I mean, I guess I'd have to know some details. All right, guys, thank you very much.